Hi Libra, welcome back to the Warrior's Journey Tarot. This is your reading for September 2020. I'm going to pull a Celtic Cross from the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann Donnelly. All right, this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please. Can we please get a Celtic Cross for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please? Can you please get a Celtic Cross for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please? Can you please get a Celtic Cross for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? All right, side read. Star, Knight of Cups, Temperance, Queen of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Star, your dream, your faith, healing, something that you've been wishing for. Knight of Cups, looks like you're wishing for someone who could be a water sign, could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. If it's not a water sign, this is someone who is a romantic dreamer type, dreamy, okay? They might be in their late 20s, early 30s. Temperance here, this is another card of healing and moderation and balance. Temperance is saying, if you've been spending too much, if you've been eating too much, if you've been starving yourself too much, if whatever you've been doing in excess needs to be brought back into balance. Now, it also could be a, chill kind of Netflix and stay home kind of date kind of thing situation as well, because Temperance is all about that healing energy, calm, and bringing things back into balance with moderation. All right. Queen of Cups is feeling things deeply, intuitive, psychic, healing, generous, kind, grace. Okay, those types of things come up when you see the Queen of Cups. Someone who is possible water sign. Again, could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. If it's not, it is also about real deep intuition, trusting your intuition, and maybe being or feeling like you are in love. Five of Pentacles. Now, let's read this in a few different ways. Five of Pentacles is a card of feeling left out in the cold. Not included, or possibly you have, left a situation yourself. And you feel like you can't be a part of whatever that institution is that's offering comfort, security, or whatever. Because there's too many things to, too many stipulations to be a part of that crew, that group, that whatever. And in love and romance, it can be easy come, easy go. Five of Pentacles is lack of faith, lack of funds, lack of trust. So in romance, it can be this situation where, you meet people in nightclubs and stuff like that. I'm not saying right now because nobody's going to nightclubs, but that bar nightclub energy with the in love and romance, where it's just fleeting. These situations is temporary, lasts for a little while, then it's done. So nothing that has lasting value. Okay. Now in the Four of Cups, you see this here. Everybody's getting the Four of Cups, and I really dislike this card because it's such a waste of time. But this cup is full. And it's huge, this cup that is holding her up, but she's focused in this lethargic, like if you've ever seen Two Can play that game where the guy is being made fun of because he's just slouching around on the couch and he can't do anything, and he's all caught up in what his ex is doing, like that kind of an energy. This person is completely caught up in what's going on with those three cups. Three of Cups is a celebratory card. It's like that fun, partying, cheers, dating. Like that's the kind of energy I'm getting. And the Three of Cups, usually in the Four of Cups, is spilled. And then there's one cup still upright. Either it's being offered by a hand in the clouds, or it's like, this cup you already have. That's your cup. It's full. That's your self-fulfillment, self-love. It's there. But then you get distracted because you're so focused, some social situation, or somebody else, other people's feelings, or your feelings for them, or whatever has passed, has distracted you from your own happiness. Okay? On the bottom, let's just take a peek. Yeah, Three of Cups. There it is. Three of Cups and Four of Cups. So what is it? Because this time, whatever it is, that time for you, it could be for some of you who are, if you're older, because there's a Queen of Cups here, which implies an older woman, a mature woman. So the Three of Cups can be like, sometimes in this card, for me, how I read it is when you've outgrown that kind of phase in your life, but you miss it, right? And then you can't really settle down in whatever new, older, kind of more mature phase you're in. You don't appreciate it fully because it was just much more fun doing the Three of Cups, right? It's exciting. Even though what you have right now, the cup you're in, your own large cup, which is bigger than all those Three of Cups, is full, it's still something that gets you all strung out emotionally, mentally, like where you're just that lifeless moper. All right. Let's go back, Libra. Back to the Celtic. Can we please get a Celtic cross for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please? Maybe I'll change my spreads later and not do Celtic and just see what comes up. I don't know. Okay, can you please get a Celtic cross for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020. I'm just going to cut the deck. All right. Situation is Muse of Emotion. So that's like the King of Cups. Okay. Challenge is the Wheel. Conscious, we have Page of Voices. Subconscious, the Foundation, Three of Wands, or Three of Inspiration. Recent past, the Emperor. Recent future, Death. You right now. The Muse of Materials, like the King of Pentacles, around you. Seven of Voices, or Seven of Swords. Hopes and fears is the Sun. Outcome, Four of Wands, or Four of Inspiration. The bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. So, Muse of Emotions, the King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Libra, you guys always get great readings. Where you're at right now with the situation is emotionally and financially fantastic. You're doing great. Now, where is the issue? You got the Wheel is the challenge. Okay, so change. Change is the challenge. Changing is the challenge. The Wheel of Fortune spins, and however things are going, it brings in change. Usually it's got a good connotation to it, but let's see where this goes, because you see, you go from Emperor to Death. Consciously, Page of Voices. Okay, if there's someone, I really, Page of Swords irritates me to no end, because this whole era of like technology and stalkers and cyber fucking, sorry for swearing, all that kind of stuff is so rampant, right? So whenever I see the Page of Swords, it just irks me. But this Page of Swords could be about you wanting to study something new, collecting information, doing your due diligence on some kind of new project. Page of Swords is just wanting to collect all the information first. That's its function. Okay, it's not quite about what it's going to do with it. It's more like a relayer of that information. Okay, that's why I get that stalker vibe to it as well. But wherever this goes, we'll see. Okay, Libra, you are an air sign, so it could be that you just want to, learn about something new that you're interested in. If it's not this that's causing a problem in your life. Three of Wands is on the subconscious. Okay, Three of Wands is waiting. It's new opportunities that are inspiring, that could be, different people possibly that you have in your mind, but it's Three of Wands is about, it's almost, you're just waiting until it's time to cash in on whatever those opportunities are, because they're about to come to fruition. Okay. Recent past, the Emperor, being a boss, being in control, power, could be an Aries in your life in the past. Or it could be about your own empowerment and being a boss at work or starting a business or whatever it is. It's something where you take control of your life and you are the authority. Recent future, you got Death. So with Death and the Wheel, okay, now if there isn't, Death could be Scorpio. If not, it's about the ending of something, okay, and the beginning of something new. With the wheel as well, there's wheel brings change. Change bringing into the recent future this death card, the ending of something. You right now is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is benevolent, kind, generous, living a good life, family, deep ties, taking care of others, being that rock for everyone. That's a fantastic card for King of Pentacles. Around you, you got Seven of Swords. There could be someone who's taking, stealing. Again, with that Page of Voices and the Seven of Voices, it's so sneaky. Okay, if you take the two together, it's Seven of Swords can be like stealing of information, looking through your personal files and info. Okay, sneaking away of something. And the Page of Swords is someone who does that sneaking and collecting. Okay, now in the hopes and fears, you got the Sun. Hoping for what? Sun can represent clarity, joy, success, abundance, childbirth, your children, August, Leo, all those types of things. The Sun, here you're hoping for better times. You're hoping for joy, happiness, clarity, for things to all come out into the open, because in sunlight you see everything. So perhaps someone's pulling something and it's secretive and you need to know and you want to know what's going on. Because you see Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck is another card. Ace of Swords is a sword of victory, truth, clarity. So you got two cards of clarity. See, sometimes I have to just talk my way through these cards before I get the connections. Ace of Swords, Sun, they're both about clarity, seeing everything. The Ace of Swords is speaking up for yourself, speaking your truth, using that sword, swinging it. Okay, it's sharp. They say it cuts both ways. Mindful of the bridges you burn, mindful of the way you communicate, but at the same time, you're not lying. You're telling the truth. In the outcome, you got Four of Wands, inspiration. That's solid, stable foundation. You are solid as a rock, okay? With King of Pentacles, that's the most solid there, okay? For you, and then the outcome, Four of Wands, inspiration. Everything's going to be back. Stable, as in back, as nothing's changing, okay? Everything's rock solid, stable. Four of Wands is also about rites of passage, graduations, marriage, being that place where everybody comes over to for the family dinners and all that stuff. Because after the Three of Wands, right, then comes the Four, where you've cashed in those boats that come in with all the goodies for the merchant ships. Then you sell it and then you flip it and then you make all those coins. And then you have that solid foundation of Four of Wands where you can build. You build on a solid foundation and now you can share with others. And that's that King of Pentacles energy, benevolent, generous, King of the Coins. Okay, let's get some oracle cards. I'm going to pull some love oracle cards. This is Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue. Can we get a card for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please? Can we please get a card for Taurus, for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please. Can we please get a card for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in love and romance for September 2020, please? We got codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. My goodness. Okay, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, if it's not like substance kind of abuse, kind of addictions, this is all about people who are dependent on you. Could be you're taking care of others financially. I told you that's what King of Pentacles does. Not just taking care of himself and his family, but his kingdom. So codependency, let me read these to you though, because they're not that long. And then pay attention to the red flags. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to tell you because this is all about using, okay? Somebody, whoever you're dealing with, it says, you know, watch how they treat the chauffeur, the waiter, all that kind of jazz. So it implies that, you know, one person, you, whoever's pulling this card has wealth. Or, you know, means, and the other person is kind of showing you one face, very, you know, sweet and you know, likable. And then on the other hand, watch how they treat other people who they have nothing to gain anything from. And then you get the true character of that person. And the thing is, it's not a total like wash. It's saying you just have to have a conversation with that person. Let them know what you see, what's important to you, and see if it's fixable or not, if you really like the person. And then codependency is that this person might be financially dependent on you, I feel like. Okay, because it's about dependency. Codependency. Let's just read this. This card answers your question in perhaps a surprising way, because addictions are the culprit behind the issues you're attempting to resolve. This could be your own craving for a substance or unhealthful behavior. Or it could be that your partner's addictions are impacting your love life. This card is also an indicator of childhood experiences in an addictive family. Addictions numb the heart to pain, but they also diminish its capacity to love. Since love is the basis of your romantic partnership, addictions become a barrier to moving forward toward true emotional intimacy. This is especially true if you're twisting yourself in knots to please a person whose dependency has lessened his or her capacity for happiness. That no-win situation will negatively affect your self-esteem and your own happiness if you continue. Then it says there's 12-step meetings and other addiction support fellowship models. So whether it's you or your romantic partner who has the addiction, you can find free groups near you through internet searches or by contacting a local community health center. Okay, not that great there. Let's pull a Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. Can you get one more card, please? And I'll take a peek on the bottom for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please. Can you get one more card for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please? I love you. These are very important words. All right. On the bottom, get to know each other. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. I'll just leave these down here. These are very short, so I'll read these to you. So 20, I love you, says, whether you say this to a pet, a friend, your partner, or yourself, these are the most important words you can say. Don't hold these words in like it will take away their importance. Be willing to say, I love you, often and freely. We have number 44, get to know each other. It says, the need to feel loved and appreciated motivates how we will act in a relationship. Taking time to understand each other will benefit you, as you will find that this will only help love to grow. Recognize your differences and don't try to control every aspect of what is before you. All right, now let's move on to a crystal oracle card. Can we get a crystal for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus to work with for September 2020? Libra, I suggest you guys work with green crystals for the next while, because we've got the Rose of Venus cycle, 8-year cycle that started in June. And Venus is all about love. So crystals that are green for your heart chakra are great. Or even rose quartz. But let's get a crystal for September, particularly. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What crystal would help Libra the most? What crystal does Libra need to work with for September 2020? Which one should Libra work with for September 2020, please? For Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please. Which crystal works for Libra for September 2020? For Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Green, aquamarine. Go with the flow. And on the bottom, epidote. Go deeper. All right, let's read those real quick. This is the Daily Crystal Inspiration Cards by Heather Askinozy. Aquamarine, just to calm things down, because we're in Mars and Aries, and Mars is going in retrograde soon. And this Mars and Aries phase is lasting like, I think, 4 or 5 months. Okay, so it's quite long, and everybody has to watch their tempers and cool things down. All right. Go with the flow. Stay fluid. If one way of doing things isn't working, find another way. Remain open to seeing things from different vantage points and perspectives. If plans change or obstacles arise, chart a new course to get to the other side. You are like water, unstoppable. Keep moving and you will get to where you want to go. Sometimes it just takes a bit of fluidity to get there. No matter how strong the current, remember to go with the flow and enjoy the ride. What causes you to feel attached to an outcome? What could result if you were flexible? How can you show up to meet unexpected changes? So it says to affirm, I surrender to the ebbs and flows of life. Today, release your expectations for how a situation is supposed to go. Stay fluid and go with the flow. Let's read Epidote. Go deeper. You are ready to heal on a deeper level. Peel back the layers around your heart by letting your guard down and opening yourself up to being vulnerable. Begin to address any emotional wounds so you can repair your heart and renew your spirit, leaving you open to pursuing healthier relationships. You are strong enough to shatter all the barriers that have been holding you back from forming deeper connections with the people in your life. It takes bravery to dive deep, but once you do, you can unlock a more meaningful existence. Are you holding yourself back from creating deeper relationships? Do you allow yourself to be vulnerable? What can you do differently to open up to those around you? Crystal action. I affirm. I open my heart to loving connections. Today, take the time to have a deeper conversation with someone. So, okay, I'm going to just say it. I'm going to say something about this King of Pentacles or the Muse of Materials. It takes on a different meaning because this maker, Chris Ann, is using Muse of Materials as opposed to the Kings. But traditionally in tarot, the King of Pentacles, which is its equivalent, sort of, because King is male and this one is just Muse and she's used females. But with the Muse, the King of Pentacles energy, okay, in traditional tarot, in love and romance, it sometimes gets to this King Midas kind of situation where you own people. Like you feel like, not own like as in slavery, but I mean like own as in everybody is something like a jewel, an object, or something that you own in your kingdom. They're all your possessions, like your love life or whoever it is, your significant other. It's like a possession, like a jewel that you kind of marvel at and look at and you go, wow, isn't that shiny and pretty? Do you know what I mean? So it's saying to go deeper and have conversations, because when that happens, when you're looking at a love interest strictly from the aspect of like, you know, the value of someone, sometimes you have to look with both of these is saying go deeper, look deeper, right? And pay attention to the red flags, because even though they might look real nice, act real nice to you, as people do with royalty. So behind the scenes, how they treat other people, right, might not be so great. So to be mindful of that before you commit or get sucked in. All right. Again, not a deal breaker because it says to have a conversation, look deeper, and all that. So it's up to you. All right. I'm going to pull a Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle card from Elena Fairchild. Can we please get a card for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020? Amalthea. On the bottom, Creatrix. 41 is Amalthea. It says your soul is learning about love. Whether you fully realize it or not, you are breaking free from a pattern of relationship that has not been respectful enough of you and your heart. This includes the relationships you have had with yourself, with others, be they friends, romantic connections, colleagues, or strangers, and even the universe. As you allow yourself to feel worthy and release feelings of hate, shame, guilt, or judgment towards yourself, a new spirit of gentleness, love, and devotion will fill your heart and transform the quality of your connections with others and the universe. A beautiful new world of love is opening up for you. So it says, Amalthea, the ancient goddess of nurturing, asks you to have faith in your ability to love and in the power of your heart. Perhaps you doubt your heart sometimes, wondering if it's pure enough, if your love is enough. Maybe you convince yourself that you have to do more or be more than the beautiful being that you already are. You must stop torturing yourself with these mean mind games. They are not good for you, and they are not true. When negativity threatens to put you down, let your soul speak up from a place of feminine power and quiet inner assurance as you say, I affirm myself and my love, me and my heart are more than enough. Your heart is one of the special ones. It has the capacity to love in an unusually expansive way. Your heart is one that can care for the whole world. Within your heart is a healing warmth that can touch people, even complete strangers, and change lives for the better. You don't need to try and make this happen. It happens naturally when you're just being you. Amalthea, the goddess who soothes, reassures you of your heart's power and value now, and that how you love is more than enough. She reminds you to open your heart to your others, to love yourself too. Sacred ritual. Feel, pretend, or imagine that you can smile at your heart. Feel your heart smiling back at you. Feel your heart smiling to the world and all the hearts of the living beings smiling back at you. Beautiful. All right, let's read Creatrix. I know these are long. Just skip ahead if you don't want to hear it. 18. All right. It says, your soul is a divine creative fire. She wants to break free from what has been and give to, I can't read, I'm sorry. Your soul is a divine creative fire. She wants to break free from what has been and give life to something new. You may experience this as feelings of restlessness or being confined, or as a craving for something more than you cannot quite articulate. Your soul doesn't want you to push that new life away. She wants you to embrace it. When you let go of your inhibitions and freely express yourself, stagnant situations will be cleared out by the powerful release of your energy, which creates openness. Let your inner artist out to play in whatever way feels fun, raw, and honest for you. It's time for you to experience something new. And the spiritual guide says you have the need and the ability for creative self-expression. Whether it's your look, your room, your art, your altar, your journal, or your life, you need to be free to let the inspiration within find a way to take shape in the world. I'm going to stop it there. And then the sacred ritual says, do at least 3 things today that you wouldn't normally do. Walking backwards for a few moments, mixing up your routine, or trying a new exercise or way of sitting. It could be approaching your art or your work in a way that feels more expressive of your soul. Enjoy the liberation of breaking out of patterns for you. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. Finally, I'm going to end it with a spiritual guidance card. This is a Divine Feminine Oracle deck by Megan Watterson. Let's just get some spiritual guidance for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020. This deck is one of my favorites. If you watch my channel, it's got saints, ascended masters, goddesses, dakinis from all around the world. Let's get some spiritual guidance. What does Libra need to know for September 2020, please? What does Libra need to know for September 2020? What spiritual guidance is there for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2020, please? Whoa. Okay, I'm going to take it like that. Kuan Yin. The goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. And on the bottom, Lala, the saint of spoken words. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my own story. Okay. I'm going to read just a little bit the part where it says when your soul selects her card. So we'll start with Kuan Yin, which is page 104. And when your soul selects her card, Kuan Yin is about the deep medicine that comes from simply from being willing to bear witness to someone else's pain. To really listen, we have to move from the ego to the soul so the story we're listening to doesn't become about us or trigger us. This also applies to the moments when we are listening to the story we tell ourselves about who we are. We're often far harsher and less forgiving to ourselves than we would ever be to someone else. Kuan Yin suggests that we listen simply with curiosity. Curiosity allows us to detach from needing to take the suffering of someone we love personally. Curiosity is a door that leads to compassion. It frees us from feeling as though we have to react to what we hear or defend and explain our part in their suffering. We can just perceive the pain that they are in, or we can finally hear our own cries of despair and not seek to judge or justify them. We can just be present to what needs to be heard. Kuan Yin is the powerful energy of giving witness to our own or to someone else's suffering. Often just a calm, abiding presence of compassion is all that is needed to transform that suffering into clear light. Soul voice meditation. What pain or suffering can I listen to now with curiosity? Intention. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Curiosity breeds compassion. So maybe Libra, maybe it's you who's like looking into the information or the affairs of someone else. Maybe someone you're concerned about because there's been someone who's suffering and addictions, and with the codependency, pay attention to the red flags, going deeper into something. However it plays out, there's, somebody who's afflicted with something, suffering, going through something. It could be toxic kind of substance dependencies. That's what it's saying. So let's read Lala. 100. When your soul selects her card. So it references Louise Hay, founder of Hay House, where this author is at some kind of, soiree, function, whatever. And it's talking about a quote from Louise Hay, who likened, once said, every word you say is an affirmation. So if we are not separate from the soul, and if the soul is not separate from the divine, then we have the power to co-create our life. So Lala is the invitation to pay close attention to each word we say to ourselves within, and to the words we say about ourselves to the people we love. She is acknowledgement from the soul that our every sentence is a prayer. If we want more love, more light, more of that joy and freedom that expands our capacity to be present in the world, then Lala reminds us that we can become the author of our own reality right now. We can speak our desires into being. We can choose to focus our attention on each I am statement we say, and we can infuse our lives with the nectar that comes when we act on the truth that we are not separate from the divine. Soul voice meditation. What are the most powerful words for me to use frequently right now? Intention. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I am the author of my own story. Okay, so Libra, this time, not the greatest reading, not the worst reading. There's love there. There's getting to know someone. There's a little bit of snoopiness. There's clarity here, speaking up, and somebody who's got a lot of issues that you're dealing with, that you have been asked to show compassion and have more compassion and to be a witness to their suffering, even if it's like it says curiosity breeds compassion. So that was your reading for September 2020. Please come back and check out your weekly readings, which I'll have up in the next couple of days. And thank you for watching. Talk to you guys soon.